Okay, one thing I want to mention quickly about magnesium, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but I do want to point out magnesium is one of those minerals that doesn't just work with calcium in the body, and it's not just functioning to bring calcium in, as we've already discussed, but it actually plays a lot of different roles in the body. It's true that about 50 to 60% is found in the bones, but another at least 25, maybe even more, percentage of your magnesium is found in your muscles. And a lot of times when people are lacking magnesium, which is far more of America than what we'd like to assume, where they experience it is in their muscles. And so a lot of people will relate when I say if you've ever gotten that twitching eyelid syndrome in which your eyelids are just twitching, or you find your thumb is twitching, or maybe you'll feel a deep muscle somewhere else in your body twitching. Perhaps even you'll get the Charlie horses at night, which are those very painful muscle contractions. Even athletes who tend to get a lot of sore muscles, they'll think right away of potassium. Potassium is not usually the problem. It's actually magnesium. All of those things are signs that there's a magnesium deficiency in the body. And magnesium, unfortunately, is one that takes a while to really build up in your system. Somebody can be supplementing every night for quite some time, and it will probably take about 4 months to bring your magnesium up to where it really needs to be. If we go over to the next slide, you're going to see some of the places or the sources in your diet for magnesium. These are a little bit different than most of your other nutrients. It's not just in dark leafy green vegetables. You guys might be a little surprised to find that you actually get a lot of magnesium from cocoa. The thing about today's cocoa, though, is that most chocolate, especially milk chocolate, if you look on the back label, it's going to say cocoa, but then it's going to say in parentheses, processed with alkali. And when they take cocoa and they process it with alkali, it actually strips the cocoa of a lot of its nutrients. It strips it of the vitamin C, and it strips it of magnesium. If it wasn't for processing it that way, cocoa is actually one of the most rich supplies or sources of magnesium in our diet. So looking for a good premium dark chocolate, you really want to find one that's about 60% or above. The farther up you can get, or the greater the percentage of cocoa you can get, then actually the more magnesium you're going to get. But a good premium dark chocolate in which you look at the back label and it does not say cocoa that's been processed with alkali, that's going to be a really good source of magnesium for you. Another interesting one is the Epsom salts baths. Now, most people don't really consider this, but actually your skin is a very living organism and it absorbs a lot of stuff. When somebody's magnesium levels are extraordinarily low, or they're really having trouble with the twitching eyelids or the twitching other muscles, or Charlie horses are a very regular problem, then oftentimes to get the magnesium up quickly, we will suggest that they soak in Epsom salts or take an Epsom salt bath at least 3 times a week, because the skin has an amazing ability to actually absorb more magnesium than what you would if you were to take it through a pill or even through your food. And if you consider the fact that whenever you swallow anything, be it a pill, a supplement, food, it's got to go through your whole GI tract first, and it's got to be absorbed. Maybe you don't have enough vitamin D, so you're not going to absorb it anyways. But when you can absorb it through your skin, then it bypasses the GI tract and it goes right to the muscles. So this is a very quick way of getting your magnesium up. So I just wanted to point it out. It's a little bit of a unique one, has some unique symptoms associated with it, and some unique sources as to